Oron is a special place. Nestled on the edge of Nigeria, it is a town that seems to be kissed by the sea and embraced by the lush greenery that surrounds it. The air here is filled with a sense of mystery and wonder, as if the very land itself holds secrets waiting to be discovered. It is on the edge of Nigeria, near the sea. The town thrives on its proximity to the ocean, with fishing boats dotting the shore and the scent of salt water ever present in the breeze. The sea is not just a source of livelihood, but a vital part of the town's identity. The people there are called the Oro people. They fish and farm. They also tell stories. These stories are not just for entertainment, they are a way of preserving their history, their culture, and their beliefs. The Oro people have a deep connection to their land and their ancestors, and this connection is reflected in the tales they pass down from generation to generation. The stories are about their past. They speak of heroes and legends, of battles fought and won, and of the wisdom of the elders. These stories are a bridge to the past, a way for the younger generation to understand where they come from and who they are. Some stories whisper of magic. They tell of a time when the world was young and the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural were thin. In these tales, the forests and rivers are not just places but living entities filled with spirits and magic. They say spirits live in the forests and rivers. These spirits are believed to be guardians of the land, protectors of the natural world. They are revered and respected, and the Oro people believe that they can communicate with these spirits through rituals and offerings. They say these spirits can grant wishes. But these wishes are not granted lightly. The spirits are wise and discerning, and they only grant wishes to those who are pure of heart and have a true need. One story is very famous. It is a tale that has been told and retold countless times, each storyteller adding their own touch to the legend. It is a story that captures the imagination and speaks to the deepest desires of the human heart. It is the story of the magic coconut. This coconut was not like the others. It was said to have been found by a humble fisherman, washed ashore after a great storm. The coconut had an otherworldly glow, and it was clear that it was no ordinary fruit. This coconut was not like the others. It held a powerful spirit. The fisherman, sensing the coconut's magic, took it to the village elder. The elder, wise and knowledgeable in the ways of the spirits, confirmed that the coconut was indeed enchanted. It held a powerful spirit. This spirit was said to be ancient, a guardian of the sea and the land. It had the power to grant 3 wishes, but these wishes came with a warning. This spirit could grant 3 wishes. The elder explained that the wishes must be made with great care, for the spirit was wise and would not tolerate greed or selfishness. The wishes had to be pure and selfless, or they would bring unintended consequences. But you had to be careful what you wished for. The story of the magic coconut serves as a reminder of the power of wishes and the importance of being mindful of our desires. It teaches that true magic lies not in the granting of wishes, but in the wisdom to wish for what is truly needed. Etido was a young man from Oron. He was kind and helpful. He lived with his family. They were very poor. Sometimes they did not have enough food to eat. Etido wanted to help his family. He wanted to help his village too. One day, Etido went into the forest. He was looking for food. He wanted to find something special for his family. He hoped to find something to make their lives better. The forest was deep and dark. The air was thick and warm. Etido walked for hours. He listened to the sounds of the forest. Monkeys chattered in the trees, birds sang beautiful songs. Suddenly Etido saw something. It was shining under a bush. He pushed the leaves aside. He found a coconut. It was glowing with a soft light. Etido knew this was no ordinary coconut. He picked it up carefully. He felt a strange energy. He knew this was the magic coconut. Etido held the coconut tightly. He closed his eyes. He made his first wish. "I wish for my family and village to have enough food." He opened his eyes. The coconut glowed brighter for a moment. Then it became a normal coconut again. Etido ran back to the village. When he arrived, he was amazed. There were baskets full of fruits, vegetables, and fish everywhere. Everyone was happy. They finally had enough to eat. Everyone was happy. They finally had enough to eat. Etido knew he had 2 wishes left. He had already used his first wish to bring rain to his drought-stricken village, saving his people from the brink of despair. Now, with 2 wishes remaining, he felt the weight of responsibility even more heavily on his shoulders. He wanted to use them wisely. The village elders had always spoken of the importance of wisdom, and Etido knew that without it, His remaining wishes could easily be squandered. He walked to the oldest tree in the village. This tree, with its gnarled branches and deep roots, had stood the test of time, witnessing generations come and go. It was a symbol of endurance and knowledge. This tree was said to hold ancient wisdom. The villagers believed that the tree had absorbed the knowledge of all who had ever sought its shade, making it a living repository of their collective experiences and insights. Etido sat under the tree. He closed his eyes. The cool shade provided a respite from the harsh sun, and the gentle rustling of leaves created a soothing symphony that calmed his mind. He held the coconut and made his second wish. The coconut, a simple yet powerful object, had been passed down through his family for generations, each member adding their own wishes and dreams to its legacy. "I wish for wisdom to guide my people," he whispered, his voice barely audible over the rustling leaves. He knew that with wisdom, he could make decisions that would benefit not just himself, but the entire village. The coconut grew warm in his hand. It was as if the ancient spirits of his ancestors were acknowledging his request, imbuing the coconut with their collective wisdom. Etido felt a deep sense of understanding fill him. It was as if a veil had been lifted, revealing the intricate patterns and connections that underpinned the world around him. He knew how to help his people. With newfound clarity, he began to see solutions to problems that had long plagued the village. He could now envision a future where his people thrived. He learned how to plant crops that would grow well. Understanding the soil, the seasons, and the needs of each plant, he could now guide the farmers in cultivating bountiful harvests. He learned how to fish in the deepest parts of the sea. He understood the rhythms of the ocean, the migration patterns of the fish, and the best techniques for sustainable fishing, ensuring that the village would never go hungry again. Etido also realized the importance of passing on this wisdom. He began teaching the children of the village, sharing stories and lessons that would prepare them for the future. The village flourished under his guidance. The once barren fields were now lush with crops, and the villagers celebrated their newfound prosperity with joy and gratitude. Etido looked at the coconut with a smile. He knew that his final wish would be just as important, but for now, he was content. He had given his people the gift of wisdom, and with it, the promise of a brighter future. As the sun set over the village, casting a golden glow over the ancient tree, Etido felt a deep sense of peace. He had fulfilled his duty, and the wisdom he had gained would continue to guide his people for generations to come. Etido used his wisdom to help his village prosper. He was a man of great knowledge and foresight, always thinking ahead for the well-being of his people. His wisdom was not just in his words, but in his actions, which spoke volumes about his character and dedication. The people were happy and grateful. They celebrated their prosperity with joy and unity, knowing that their success was largely due to Etido's guidance. The market was bustling with activity, children played freely, and there was a sense of community that bound everyone together. But Etido knew he had one wish left. This wish was not just any wish, it was a powerful one that could change the fate of the village forever. He had to be careful and thoughtful about how he used it. He thought about what his people really needed. It wasn't just about wealth or material possessions. He saw the children playing, the adults working together, and he realized that the true strength of the village lay in its people and their ability to support one another. He realized they needed something more important than riches. They needed to learn to rely on themselves, to build a future that was sustainable and independent of any magical interventions. This realization was profound, and it guided his final decision. They needed to learn to rely on themselves. Etido understood that true prosperity came from within, from the skills and knowledge that the villagers could pass down through generations. He wanted them to be self-sufficient and resilient. Etido went back into the forest. This forest was not just any forest. It was a place of mystery and magic, where he had found the mystical coconut that granted wishes. The journey back was filled with memories of the past and hopes for the future. He went to the spot where he found the coconut. This spot was sacred, a place where the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural blurred. It was here that he had made his previous wishes, and it was here that he would make his final one. He held the coconut tightly. The weight of his decision was heavy, but his resolve was firm. He knew that this was the right thing to do for the future of his village. He made his final wish. With a heart full of hope and determination, he spoke the words that would change everything. This wish was not for himself, but for the greater good of his people. I wish for this coconut to be hidden forever." His voice was steady, filled with the wisdom of his years and the love he had for his village. He knew that by hiding the coconut, he was ensuring that the villagers would have to rely on their own strengths and abilities. No one should have this power again. Etido walked away from the spot, feeling a sense of peace and fulfillment. He had done what was necessary to secure a future where his people could thrive on their own, without the crutch of magical wishes. His sacrifice was a testament to his selflessness, and his unwavering commitment to the well-being of his village. The coconut glowed one last time, then it disappeared. Etido felt a sense of peace. He knew he had done the right thing. He had chosen to protect his people from greed and selfishness. Some say the spirits of the forest guard the magic coconut. They make sure no one will ever find it again. They want the people of Oron to learn and grow on their own. The story of Etido and the magic coconut is still told in Oron. It is a reminder of the importance of kindness, wisdom, and selflessness. It teaches that true wealth comes from helping others. The legend of the magic coconut lives on in the hearts of the Oro people. They remember Etido's sacrifice. They strive to live by the values he embodied. Oron, a place where magic and reality meet. The people of Oron continue to fish and farm. They work hard to make their lives better. They remember the lessons of their ancestors. They know that true happiness comes from helping one another. The spirit of Etido lives on in their hearts. The magic of the coconut lives on in their spirit. And the whispers of the forest remind them that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a lasting impact.